Hello, hello, hello. Welcome for another episode of Author Spotlight. Hey, it's your host with the most, your main man, Darren and Palmer. Excited to be with you for another episode where I go behind the scenes with best-selling authors from around the globe. Today, we're giving y'all a double dose of this good game today. Double dose of it today. I got my man, Jared and Cody in the building. Say hello to the people.
What's going on, y'all? What's up?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you don't mind, we're going to pass it on over to you, Jared, or whatnot, or Cody, however you don't mind. Why don't y'all just tell us the name of your book and why did y'all write this book as your first book?
So yeah, I'll go ahead and start. So the name is Texas-sized Wholesaling. The book kind of came and branched out from me and Cody training our guys, and we were spending a lot of time with our people. So we were almost kind of like forced into the position, Darren. Like we were spending a lot of time physically with our people. So, and we had some turnover with our guys, right? And I'm like, man, my time has become precious as an entrepreneur, right? So what can I do as a business guy to make my time more efficient? So I started recording some videos, started realizing the content I actually had. And we eventually started documenting so much, and we started realizing how valuable this information was. And you know, I came from a background where I was earning a salary, and you know, I was fed up in this, you know, in my career. So I realized the value that I had within that you know, the trainer material. So you know, I thought me and Cody started talking about it. So we wanted to give back to some people that are looking to get into real estate. You know, maybe they're not, you know, successful in real estate. Maybe they're trying to flip and do this, and they're not like getting to where they needed to be. So we said, hey, I didn't know what wholesaling was whenever I started, and we wanted to put that into a book and document it. And it's kind of like our way of giving back to the community to, like, you know, figure out and game plan how to, you know, tackle real estate from the wholesaling side and having like a lead generation for your business.
Systems and people will allow for you to scale effectively and efficiently. You see your boy Darren giving you the ease. And let me add one more for the march of dime. Education people that'll carry you around. You're educating people with the right information that's allowing for them to have success too. And one thing about it, you know, Jared and Cody, and I shared this off air, that you all have been able to do, that it's not just the Jared and Cody show. Y'all have created vehicles that allow for others to be able to join or carpool with you all to be able to go and have their individual goals met as well, along with the collective goals of the team. So Cody, if you don't mind, could you share with us, where did that stem from? Could you take us back a little bit in the infancy part of you and Jared's business for y'all to understand that it had to be more than just you two to be able to scale and create a place where people want to be and their dreams could come true as well?
Yeah, man. I mean, it obviously, you can't do it all, right? You gotta be able to put the system in place. You gotta be able to put the processes in place, and you gotta be able to find the right people to come in and help you out. So, you know, I mean, it all starts with the processes and the systems and working hard, man. And eventually, you know, you go out there and you find other people that can help accelerate you to the next level.
Absolutely.
You know, that's good. Now, for those business owners who are listening to this, for those who are trying to just solopreneur your way on out, I'm not knocking it for depending on what you're doing, but some of you are hoarding the monetary means because you think the money sitting in your account is going to help you go where you want to go. You have a scarcity mindset. So part of this is what they're talking about. You know, we're from Texas, so I can say this. You got to pull the trigger. And what we mean by pull the trigger is that you have to pour into your team, pour resources into systems. Know and learn more about this to allow for you to be able to scale, as Jared was sharing a little bit earlier about the importance of time. Time is that precious commodity that you can't get back. So you have to leverage cash or leverage funds to be able to get the right people in place. That's what they excel at. That's what their forte is. And that allows for everybody to win because you got people doing their thing. And now you can focus on other areas or other ventures or be creative or do the networking that's allowing for everyone to be able to eat. You know, and Jared, when you bring this up too, man, I want to dive into this because Okay, because I know two areas with you all, and I wanted to share with this how y'all understand brand that I think other people need to do. Not only did y'all do wholesaling, not only did you want to give back, Jared, I want you to talk about the idea of moving forward and pony on up and doing the book. Cody, right after Jared gets through, I want you to lead into how you realize, like, hey, yes, we got the company. Yes, we're killing it. We're doing the book, but we also need to go into the arena of podcasts as well, which will allow for us to be market leaders. So I wanted to just hear from your take from both of you from that perspective. Jared, you the book part, and understand it would be best for the partnership between the two of you. And then also Cody with you with the podcast, how you was able to lead that, and you and Jared was able to coexist with that as well. So Jared, we're gonna pass it to you, man, on the book part.
Yeah, so the book, right, obviously is going to have the right type of information. And whenever I started in real estate, Darren, like I hired, just like you said, pull the trigger, right? I put my money where my mouth is, and I hired a coach, right? And I wasn't like reinventing the wheel. I just hired a coach because that's what people told me to do, So it was like I hired a coach, paid him some money, and then he gave me about 80%, right? He gave me the structure of what I needed to know, right? Enough to get in and get in trouble, right? And I fell on my face. I didn't know everything, right? So there were some things that I struggled with within that program, but I didn't let that hold me back. I was eventually going to figure it out, right? Like I invested that money. There was no way I was going to be able to quit on that. So the book, what I knew from the coaching programs that I took, I said, you know what, I'm going to bridge the gap, right? I'm going to bridge the gap and make it easy for those small questions, because I listen to podcasts all the time, right? And they say it's not the big things that are going to get you in trouble. It's those small things, right? It's those small little things that can make that certain type of tweak. So that's the idea behind the book was, hey, I had 80% of the information, and let me bridge the gap of whatever I can make someone successful and give them that remaining 20% in, as far as like the granular information that's going to take to be able to propel someone to be successful and get a deal closed.
Man, you see how my boy though, you see my boy, you see he's all educated now, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man.
Yeah, my boy killing it.
That's my
guys
like you, man. That's
what I'm saying, my boy killing it. My boy killing it. Y'all educated, represented. All right, dude, we're gonna get back to the show. Get back to the show. Cody, we on you, man. Tell us about the element of the podcast, Cody, because you're killing it, doing a great job on that. And I think it's important, all those arenas that y'all are hitting, most business owners don't understand it. They say, Cody, you could easily say, man, I'm running several businesses. I got my hands full. Basically, why in the hell would I want to do a podcast? Talk to the people out there who are struggling with the understanding of how this is going to benefit their company and their profits.
Man, so the whole thing with the podcast, right, is, Darren and I know a lot of stuff about real estate. We again, it kind of goes back to that giving back thing, right? We want to take the time to like really show people how to do this business right. And, we feel like we have a lot to share with people. And not only that, Darren, but, we didn't get here by ourselves. You know what I mean? It was a mixture of working and collaborating with other people. So we're going to be, interviewing other guys that have also showed us the ropes and show that same value to everybody else, right? So as you see, like whenever we start like really going into the interviews with these guys, they're going to be telling everybody, what they do in their business and how they implement it and how we do the same with our business, right? And everybody's going to be able to get a little piece of everything, just like we did, as far as like putting their business together, right?
Absolutely, man.
That's fire right there. And you know what? Yeah. When I'm hearing you guys share this is something that I just brought up yesterday at the office, and I mean, you guys are the poster children of this. Is that they're givers. You guys, I mean, y'all are giving. Y'all are helping people out. I mean, this isn't just for the people that's a part of your company that you're doing this for. You all are blessing other individuals, no matter if they're in Toledo, Ohio, if they're in Galveston, if they're in Vegas. I mean, y'all are giving this type of information. And then the relationships, let's not miss this for those who are tuned in listening to this episode. These guys have went and actually ponied up invested in some of these relationships, so the people don't even mind being on the show with them because they've built a relationship. And when I say build, it's not just, hey, can I take you to Starbucks for free? The people that they're bringing on, I mean, that Starbucks connection is not just happening for free. They have invested, connected with these individuals, invested in courses or training, or met them somewhere where it was somebody that was a peer who invested as well. So for those who are thinking that you're going to get something for nothing out there in the world, I got bad news to break to you. You have to understand the value of pouring into people who have spent a lifetime of owning it or honoring their craft to get better. And so it's not that someone wants something from you, but just show the proper respect, and it will carry you so much further or whatnot. So, I think it's unique because both of you understand this concept. So Jared, I want to pass it on you, and I want to hear your take too, Cody. You all are partners. Sometimes you might have one partner who wants to invest and somebody else that's looking at penny pinching, so to speak. They don't understand the concept of what you're going to get by investing. So where did you all get that mindset to know, like, hey, let me go ahead and pony up to get in the right rooms and continue to make it happen? Even when it was an idea, like you brought up earlier, Jared, you could have said, man, I only got 80. I'm never investing a day in my life again. But you said, no, I'm going to learn this, overcome this, find out the rest of the percentage that I'm missing, and keep going. And you still been doing it. So if y'all could talk to us about the importance of investing as a business owners.
Man, I'm glad you brought this up because, Darren, I still struggle with ponying up the money to be able to do it. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this is what it's going to take to go here, right? We're just with the mastermind, right? And it wasn't because I didn't have the money or I didn't want to do it. It's like, man, am I going to get bang for the buck, right? And every time I've joined a coaching or a mentorship program, I have always had that same thought, right? Am I going to get the value? And I'm always like trying to grab the money. I'm like, oh, paid or not, And every time without fail, Darren, I get out of I write the check. And every time I'm like, man, why was I tripping so hard on that money? Because I just got like 100x return on what I did. My mind just was blown by the mastermind. I'm like, man, I was straight tripping on trying to spend a little $5,000 on this little weekend deal. And I just learned land development. I got a plug for, creating, private money, funds and stuff like that. So there's, and not only the information, man, I would have paid that money just to have that dude's cell phone number, really, to be honest. So, I mean, you gain the knowledge right out of the gate. But as far as like, to answer your question, right? So I always, right, because it's a two-part question, I always get at least 10x return on my investment every time. And I'm like, every time I'm straight tripping when I try to pay the money, right? And the second part to that, right, is you asked about partnerships, and we literally just had that come to life with us, right? So we were doing a mastermind in Miami with Matt, and there was another mastermind that I wanted to make to in Destin. And we, Cody and I have gotten to the point where we need to divide and conquer, right? We can only be partners so much. For those, for some of your listeners out there that have partnerships, we can't be in the same place every freaking mastermind, So those first two important masterminds that we went to, we need to be a part of. But now we're kind of dividing and conquering, and he's going to places and I'm going to places. And then, we bang heads once or twice a week, and then we just, get all that information out, and then we deploy that into our team.
Woo, man, that's fire. Cody, you got any thoughts on the thoughts of investing, or if it's something that you want to share with people out there on the importance of what it can do for their business or whatnot that leads to the bottom line?
Yeah, man. I think Jared hit it real good, man. As far as investing goes, you always have to invest in yourself, man. Because if you're not investing in yourself, you're not growing. And it's just plain as that. Just like Jared said, going to these masterminds, it's not even just about learning those new programs, but the people that you meet over there as well. Those are connections that can change your life. So you got to make that investment. You got to, like Jared said, write the check, man. Just write the check. Go to those masterminds. Go learn some new skills, get surrounded by people that are on the same mission as you, and that'll just help you propel to where you want to be at. right? But all those, making investments, man, it's just a cost of business. That's what you got to do at the end of the day. And nobody likes writing those checks, but the results you get from writing those checks, it's the money's irrelevant, man. It's irrelevant. It really is. It just, you 10x your money,
Man, y'all guys, y'all telling the truth. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Like even this connection with us, and I'm sharing this with so many business owners, leaders, and I know y'all know this because y'all live it. I know that you guys live it. I know you all off the air. It's the people who you connect with. So like you brought up earlier, like we have a mutual connection with Matt. Okay. Yeah. So it's great people hang with great people. So I can connect. So it's like, even with Jared, like Cody, me, you hit it off immediately. And that was my first time connecting with you, but like me, Jared hit it off immediately. So it wasn't like it was, it's going to take 6 months to 8 months, because him and Matt hit it off, me and Matt hit it off. And so that's what I'm sharing with those who are listening. You're trying to make jackasses thoroughbreds. And I'm using some just good old Southern wisdom here right now for y'all who listen across the world. It's not going to happen. It doesn't mean there's not a place for that. It is, but you can do so much with the right people. Like Cody alluded to just earlier, the importance of that. They're on the right wavelength with you. They're here to assist you. What Jared brought up, I've been there the same way, bro. I went in there and just one number I got out of a mastermind was worth everything that I invested, not including all the other stuff that came. That was great too. But yeah. I would have wrote a check just for that one phone number or one connection for the person that was in that room that I was able to meet or whatnot. And so for those who are listening, some of you are stuck in your business. As John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid, you're holding your business down because of your thinking, and you're thinking that you got to just be a funnel away and all that. It's a place and time for funnels. But if your mind isn't right, if you're not getting around the right people to help you think bigger than what you're thinking or have a shift, you're going to be blockbusters. And the industry is going to change, and the Netflix of the world and the Ubers of the world are going to have you out of business, and you're going to wonder why. So the little funds that you think that you have allocated somewhere else for that rainy day is going to come sooner than later because you weren't having a growth mindset. You had a fixed mindset. And, guys, with that being said, let's just talk about some of the businesses, because I want people who are listening to this, just any one of your business, we're going to have all this information in the show notes. But whatever business that y'all have that people could benefit, whatever website information, whatever y'all have, please share it so our audience can connect with you all.
Yeah, absolutely, Darren. I appreciate the opportunity, man. So, thank you very much. So we, obviously we buy homes. We're real estate investors first. That's our bread and butter. So we flip traditional single family residence. We're just now getting into multifamily acquisitions right now. So we're getting into an apartment. So if you may have a 10 unit, 20 unit, we'll definitely take a look at it. So we can give you an offer quick, less than 5-7 minutes. We'll give you a ballpark number to let you know where we're at. We also just invested into a title company. So we have a title company where we can close any of your deals. So if you have any deals and you're having trouble with the title company, we can provide title search, the full state of Texas. We can close anywhere in Texas. We'll give you a mobile notary. We'll document, prepare everything for you. Make sure your title transaction will be insured. We also have a marketing agency as well. So, we're getting into a lot of things, man. We've invested into a lot of stuff, Darren. We also, it's not one of our bigger things, right? But we have had people come to us from time to time. They're like, hold on, y'all done this in a year? We're like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's been about a year. I ain't really, haven't really taken the time. But people have asked, like, hey, I want to know what you're doing, right? And we've coached probably, 5 or 6 couples that have, didn't really know where they were at in real estate. They were in real estate, but they were just like, they didn't know, right? So about wholesaling. So we kind of coached them on that. So we do provide it, but it's not our full business model. We're gurus in here. We're in the game. We have all the system and processes to create we can apply our business into any business, really. It's where we became real estate investors to a sales and marketing company, right? So those are some of our main businesses that we're in.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And if you don't mind, can you tell them where they can order a copy of the book?
For sure, yeah, TexasSizeWholesaling.com. We'll get you on the book, get you a pre-order book. So we're dropping that date on December 12th, right here in Houston,
Sure.
Texas, 21901 Tomball Parkway. December 12th, we'll be starting at 6 or 7. So we're doing the launch party. We're also launching our title business as well. You can find me, Jared Graves, on Facebook and the Jared Graves on Instagram.
Cody Purtle on Facebook.
Awesome, awesome. We'll be able to catch up with you, Cody, and Jared on there as well. For those who know, I will be in the building for the book launch.
Yes.
Your boy Darren Palmer will be in the building, supporting my boys and whatnot, representing. I'm gonna try to see if I can, Jared gave me to connect to the tailor, so I'm gonna step my game up going into 2021. So I can get like Joe, so I can get like Cody and Jared, get my game right,
Yes.
And so I'm working on my inner Cody. You see, I'm getting my beard. I'm trying to work to be like Cody. I'm gonna get there sooner or later, man. I'm gonna get there sooner or later, man. Y'all just keep praying for me. Keep praying for you, boy. But the main thing is, like, congratulations, guys. Y'all are killing it. This is why we had them come on to the show. But I want those who are listening, don't forget that part that Jared just shared earlier. When people are asked, like, wait a minute, y'all did this within a year. I want you to think about it. You hear me saying paradigm shift. What is it that you're thinking that's going to take you 20, 30, 50 years to do? But if you would just take a step today, just make a call today, just Google one thing today, invest in a course today, reach out to the right person today. Where could you be a year from now if you just took action and find out along the way? I like to lead with this quote. Most people acquiesce to known hells, forfeiting unknown heavens. Basically, most people, cause of comfort, will deal with a dysfunctional situation because it's always been that way. But it's your time, it's your moment to let your next move be your best move. We can't give y'all too much game. Y'all got to show up on the 12th. We can't give y'all too much game. We can't give y'all too much game. Y'all got to show up December 12th to the book launch. Get the copy of the book. Anybody who's looking at business, like you said, they are telling you the principles that you need no matter what business you're in. They can help you with and benefit you from the service. But Cody and Jared, thank y'all so much for coming on Author Spotlight, man. Keep killing it, bros.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darren.
All right. For those who are listening, remember, this is the year for your new book. If you won't change, be the change. Be blessed and be great.